Welcome, everybody, to What's Up, Bolts. I am Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. Interesting game, to say the least. Obviously, second half wasn't pretty, but in this sense, a win is a win. Chargers needed it after the last two games against Pittsburgh and against Kansas City. So now they improved to 3-2. We will get into all that, everything that happened in the game. What are some of Dan and Daygo's thoughts? But first, let's go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So where's Compas?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Daygo is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's pretty much it. Couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7th-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. Yeah, it is. Well, what's up, Bolts? I apologize. We are here. It is time. Chargers win 23-16. It's a close one at the end, but let's get your favorite person's thoughts on the game. It is time for Dan and Daygo.
Let's freaking go. I am here, and let me tell you something. I got a lot on my mind to get off, or what was that CM Punk said on the...
I have a lot of thoughts to get off my chest. A lot of grievances to get off my chest.
Exactly, yeah.
Cooper, there he is. You were wondering.
Here I am! Dude, I was really close, you know. The way this game was going, I thought I was going to be on here cracking open a cold one. I was going to be like, when the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling, yes, it creeps through the door. I almost forgot it. I almost forgot that one. Not the stupid TikTok version, the real song, Brooks and Dunn's Neon Moon.
How are you feeling, Dan, after the game today?
Terrible, honestly, but you know what? I'll take it. Whatever. Who cares at this point? It's a W. Moving in the right direction. At least it was a W. The way I keep trying to frame this in my mind to cope, we have Stockholm syndrome now. We're trying to just move forward through the suck. I was like, in another life, we would have lost this game very easily. So whatever. I'll take it. Trying to say a W is a W is a W is a W. They just need to get better. That was, you know, tale of two halves, honestly. It was just unbelievable. Like, the hell are they doing? Were they trying to give this game away? Were they trying to jumpstart the Broncos for some reason? Does he have some stock in him? Is he a minority owner? We don't know. Something? I don't know.
Well, it seems like at one point, I mean, Bo Nix had been held really all the way down up until the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, he just went off. I mean, he finished with 216 yards passing. He rushed for 61 yards. You had Sutton with 4 catches for 53 and a touchdown, which questionable touchdown, obviously. It just depends on what you're thinking. But
a lot of those going around this time, apparently.
But it just got really spotty at the end, especially because the Chargers were up 23-0 going into the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden they lost Christian Fulton at corner, who went out with a hamstring injury, and they kind of went They had 2 rookie corners out there in Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still, and it just seems like they kind of went prevent at one point. The pass rushers couldn't get home. If they got there, they couldn't bring down Bo Nix. It was just kind of a struggle in that fourth quarter, but I would chalk it up more towards they were like, okay, let's pack our bags. These guys have no fight. They picked it up. The Broncos picked it up, showed fight, and the Chargers were like, oh, crap, okay, we got to get back into this, and they were able to finish it out, but just a rough ending, especially because you know what really saved that game was Denzel Perryman on that 2-point conversion.
Oh, 100%.
He just shot right through and was able to knock down Mims, and they didn't convert that. If they would have converted that 2-point conversion, everything would have changed. So yeah, I just don't understand what the prevent why they decided to go prevent. I get it, they were up, but at the same time, it's kind of like
The game's not over, dude. You
yeah,
finished the game. If every single possession would have been a touchdown and it would have been 42-0, all right, I guess I get it. You finished the game, dude. 20 points isn't enough. You need to keep going. Either way, it's all about mindset, dude. You need to have the mindset of the game's not over until the double zeros hits, dude. You have got to finish and close out games. Like, my God, that would tale of two halves again. Like you said, going prevent, like, I get it. If it's rookie corners and you're worried about getting beat over the top, if you go man to man or whatever, then it's like just make an adjustment. Have the two safeties just be deep or whatever you want. Cover 3, cover 4, whatever you want. But I mean, that was just not good right there. They did not finish. And another thing, like you were saying, they weren't getting home. There was a few times they could have made plays against Bo Nix. Derwin James also could have been a big sack. I think it was on the drive they scored the touchdown or whatever it was. But it's like they just need to close out, dudes. They're starting to get a little bit better. And let me go back. I like Cooper Rubio, his comment right here. Shout out, Coop. I know our schedule hasn't been crazy, but this defense sure does seem different. I couldn't agree more. They seem more physical at the point of attack, more physical at the line of scrimmage. They're not really getting bullied around like before. And I couldn't agree more. But, in the second half, this showing, in the first half where it looks like the defense that's been there all year, physical, flying around, making plays, forcing turnovers, making quarterbacks make mistakes. In the second half, it was just kind of like, oh, well, it's time to take a nap, apparently, because they thought the dog was out of the fight, which obviously was not the case. And just, we'll get to the offense in a second, but Jesus, that razzle dazzle thinking they're Kansas City Chiefs with these random screens over here with the fake this way, that way, and then a screen right here to a receiver.
it's too high, Dan.
Game.
They should do away with it.
It's especially so late in the game, dude. Like, what are we doing? Run the football, run the clock. My God.
Yeah, it was a rough game all around for the Chargers. I mean, to start it, all you see, like Dan was freaking out. All you see is Jim Harbaugh walk off the field, and he's like, whoa, 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 what's going on?
That was a bad omen right there. A bad omen.
Yeah, and Jim walks off the field, and Jesse Minter took over, and I mean, it was a scary moment, especially because hold on, let me get the it's a scary moment because then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not, maybe he just, I don't know, has to go to the bathroom or something. But then you see this moment from Jim's brother John in his press conference.
So I got to take Coach. He said, come on. Oh, okay.
The Ravens, oh, Dan, don't see this. Don't see who that is.
That's unbelievable. Don't even remind me. Jesus.
They
one last FU before he got out of there.
They end up rushing John Harbaugh out of his presser, and
they didn't say why, right? They just said, "Hey, we need the head coach over here." I couldn't really hear him.
We need you out. Well, they didn't want to tell the whole press.
Yeah, obviously,
and everybody.
Yeah.
But they needed him out of there, and it was because Jim was dealing with I guess he got treatment right before the game started, and then he was dealing with arrhythmia, which he said he's been dealing with on and off for a while. So definitely a little shaky there to start the game. But to be honest, we'll get to all your comments. We'll get to all your comments right now. But right off the bat, I mean, you have a great play by Elijah Molden with the interception.
Oh, early,
down. He catches it with one hand. He ends up running it back. The Chargers only get a field goal out of it, but that's the way you start a game. And credit to you got to really give a lot of credit to Joe Ortiz. Joe Ortiz brought him in at the end of training, like the week before the game, before the first game, and he's made an impact ever since. Then you go and Khalil Mack rips the ball out of Javonte Williams's hands, and Tier Tart is the one that recovers it. Tier Tart was a guy that was brought in towards the back end of training camp, and I had talked to somebody that covers the Dolphins, and they told me, yeah, if a coach is able to light a fire under his ass, he's going to be able to be a good, solid player. But over here it's just not happening. And boom, he comes here and he makes the team and he's made an impact so far for the Chargers on defense. So you got to give a lot of kudos to some of the players that these guys have brought in. Bo Nix at one point goes deep to one of his receivers. I can't remember who it was, but still ends up putting his hand right through his arms and knocks the ball off. I know Broncos fans obviously wanted a penalty, but that wasn't a penalty. That was just a great play from a rookie corner. So definitely some promising things. Senor Vive Moi, I thought that was a heck of a game by Greg Roman. I just think again, I'll jump in real quick. I just think once they have the right people in there, it's going to be pretty damn good. I just think right now what he wants, he doesn't have the horses for. And I agree. He's been fine. Like the only thing I didn't like was the screen late in the game when you're trying to run out the clock. And on top of that, I thought a few times on third down when they're trying to bring pressure, there was no quick answers for Herbert. So, that was the only thing. I still think he needs to figure out on some of those things, because if they're bringing all out pressure, the inside three is not the best. You need to have quick answers for this guy. You need to have quick answers on almost every single play so he can get the ball out as fast as possible so he doesn't take any hits.
I knew I was in it during the game. And after the game, got checked out and ended up having to have an ablation for that one because it didn't go back into rhythm. But 2-0 with in arrhythmias.
All smiles.
No, I think Joe Ortiz called John, let him know, and then John told my parents and stuff. So that
can we get him closer to the
that's
mic?
what I was told.
Did they have to do anything to you, or just settle back in?
Yeah, just went back. They did a great job. I had a little treatment, a little IV, and some. I think Marco gave me some kind of magnesium thing. So they were on it, which was great. So all good.
When did you start feeling it? Was it like after the anthem? Or was it later than that?
I kind of started feeling it last night, and then, but wasn't really sure. But yeah, after somewhere after pregame warmups, just like it was in 2012. It was like during the pregame warmup, I kind of started feeling it, and I haven't felt it since 2012. I mean, it hasn't happened, but the one in '99 was 13 years later, had to have the procedure done again, and so I figured I was getting close to the 13-year mark. I was going to need another one at some point. So
at a certain point you felt like you needed to.
We'll cut right now. I'm just
That's fine.
I know a lot about it, so I just wanted to see what the.
I'm waiting for him to go. Does anybody want to talk about the game?
I'm a football guy.
It was in the arrhythmia, so but I felt like we were good, and then they just said no, we need to get an EKG. So trust the doctors. If you're not going to trust your doctors, who are you going to trust?
All right,
there you go.
So my bad. Back to your point. Just some struggles here and there, but I mean, what are you really gonna?
They just don't have the horses for it yet.
Yeah,
again,
Angel's
they
right.
don't.
The pass rush didn't do much in the second half. Dan, I'll let you answer this one.
In terms of Joey Bosa, you mean a goner, like he's not going to play the rest of the year, or if you think he's gone next year? I think personally, look, I don't know how much he's making, but I'm sure it's way too much to be either a third down guy or a play every other game guy or whatever. I just think the injuries are too much. I feel like it's every year where something happens where he misses games, misses times. The guy's still very good. We saw him, I think, in the first two games or maybe the first game. He's still very good, can play at a high level. But the problem is, like, this isn't baseball. You know what I mean? You can't shut a guy down 2 months and then the rest of your season is going to be fine or whatever. Like, you need to have guys in there playing in football shape and everything else. So, I think I doubt he'll be back with the team next year unless they can work out some financial thing. But yeah, I'm not very happy with Joey Bosa right now. Again, I don't know if this is maybe a tactical thing where they're trying to save him for November, December, January, but they need to figure this out at some point because, the whole point, the whole strength is going to be having depth at the pass rushing position. Like, now that affects your depth. Now you have to put other combinations out there, and maybe it's not going to be as effective. I think one time they had Khalil Mack, Dupree, and Bosa, and maybe Thule out there, maybe a few times, or maybe with even Fox. Those are going to be some nasty combinations of people who can get off of one-on-one pass pros. Like, they can win some one-on-one matchups, and that's going to be tough. But, again, the health factor to me is the part that bothers me the most. Like, it's just always something, and they need to figure that out, dude. It's too much, especially for how much I'm sure he's getting paid. What was his what did they cut it down to, or what is he getting paid now? Do you remember or no?
Let me check.
Because, if it's 7 or 8, like, that's a lot for a guy who's only a third down guy, or I don't know. I guess to me it seems like a lot, but we'll see. But I mean, again, Joey Bosa's biggest problem is that he's inconsistently, he's unavailable, and availability is part of the job, dude. You got to be available. You got to be ready to go. Especially it was so, gut wrenching. I think week 2, he plays one snap and then he comes off and never goes back in the game, it's just so frustrating. But again, I don't know what the thought process is. Maybe it's something serious, or they're trying to save him for later in the year. I just don't know.
Over the Spot Track says that he's at 26.
26 for this season?
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That is way too much, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna need him against Arizona too, because their offensive line isn't that good, Arizona's, and they're struggling. Who knows what's gonna happen with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Arizona period is not very good.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. Let us get to yeah, Kay's right. Heck of a first half, then trash in the second. Yeah, like and that's the thing. It felt like the offense finally kind of got it going today. They were using a lot of misdirection. They were doing a lot with the offensive line. They were able to find, like, Joshua Palmer was able to have some catches. Simi Fehoko had a catch. Lad McConkey, I thought, was fought through a lot. They lost a lot of guys here and there. I mean, guys were in. Trey Pipkins in and out. Rashawn Slater was in, then out, then stayed in the rest of the time. Trey Pipkins was in and out most of the night. So they struggled with injuries, but Lad McConkey, 4 catches for 43. On the second drive of the offense, Kimani Vidal with a nice wheel route, and Herbert finds him, and he walks in. That was his first NFL game, his first touch as an NFL pro, and a touchdown. So that was
good to see him, honestly. Good to see another guy just mixing it in there, for God's sake. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it seemed like they really made an emphasis on, hey, let's put the ball in Herbert's hands. But the thing is that, and I understand it, people were very frustrated the last 2 weeks, but you guys also have to remember is that they didn't have their offensive line complete. You were missing Rashawn Slater at critical moments. You didn't have Joe Alt either. Well, you didn't have them for the Kansas City game, either one of those two. And that was a struggle. I mean, it was hard to keep Herbert upright. That's why the offense at one point it seemed like the Chiefs finally said, oh, you know what? Let's just rush Herbert and get after him. And we'll be able to get home, especially because they're missing their 2 tackles.
Oh, yeah. 2 guards.
Yeah. So, and today it seemed like they finally were able to kind of get it going. I
think also it's hard. It's hard to try and get Herbert, to push the ball down the field and everything like that. He doesn't have Keenan Allen, and I know Mike and some of them miss games also, but he doesn't have guys like that right now. So that's the other challenge of it, trying to get some of these guys to, step up pick up the pace and kind of, step up big in games. That's the other hard part. He doesn't have the receivers he's used to having, because I think ever since he came into the league, he had Mike Keenan, and that's at least 2 big-time receivers, obviously, if they don't miss any games. But right now, I think it's just struggle trying to, scheme things up to get people open. And again, sometimes he's probably not slinging it just because they aren't open. And that's the other thing. You got a rookie, you got a second-year guy in Quentin Johnson, I think second or third year. I don't even know. Second year. And you have Josh Palmer, who's okay, but not really a number one. So that's the part. That's the problem right now. They just need to step up, be more consistent. That way they can kind of develop a little more and push the ball with more downfield and have 2 different threats on offense.
Well, and to Robert's point here, Herbert did get sacked 3 times today, but the inside is really what's struggling.
Oh my God,
for the Chargers. It seems like they cannot run the ball inside, and when they run the ball to the outside is where they're having success. Didn't like how I ended the game, but Jim is him. I'll get to yours right now, Jorge. But yeah, no, the inside is just, it was not good. So
and when Sawyer steps in there also, it's not very good. He should just stay at tackle, but I think really that just tells you they have no other guards and he's going to be the next man in no matter what. So that's alarming as it is.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, Slater left at one point. These were the stats that I had for the first half of the game. The Chargers were 8 for 10 on third down, 247 yards, 177 passing yards, and 70 rushing yards. And Herbert was 18 of 26, 184 passing yards and 1 touchdown. 11 and that was his best performance of from a while. Why are people retweeting fans? But it just it was definitely interesting to see what it was definitely interesting to see the way the offense kind of took off at the beginning. And in the second half, they just couldn't. I mean, in the second half, let me read off the.
Another thing, also, they need to capitalize a little more when they get into scoring positions. They were kicking too many field goals today. I think they only scored 2 touchdowns. Right? What was the final? 23 or 26?
And in the second half, punt, field goal, punt, end of game. So, and in the first half, it was field goal, touchdown, end of half. So. A tale of 2 halves, I guess, for the Chargers, but yeah, the offensive line is a little bit of a struggle. I just don't know what they can do. But somebody said, Cooper said, I find it hard to believe that DJ Chark is going to make that big of a difference. Gives you another body, another player to kind of put out there, a rotational piece. It's not like a huge upgrade, but it is somebody. It's somebody to put out there. It's somebody that, I mean, at one point today, what were they down to, Dan?
They were down to Darius Davis.
Darius Davis, Josh Palmer,
and Simon Fio. Yeah.
That's
one thing, though. I wish they would use Davis a little more other than just the end around crap. Like, dude, there was one time where they sent him deep and he smoked everybody. Herbert just needed to put a better ball on him. Like, just use the guy to stretch the field. Let's see what he's got. It's not like you have some world beaters at wideout right now, but.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Omar, right now, the Cardinals just got blown out by the Green Bay Packers. They're not playing good football right now. I know that they came back and they beat San Francisco a couple of weeks ago and everything, but they're just not. They're struggling right now. Their defense couldn't slow down Jordan Love and their offense couldn't get anything going. So definitely interesting. According to Chris Rim, Harbaugh said that his arrhythmia causes the upper chambers of the heart to beat 250 to 350 times per minute. What?
Nothing. Why would I laugh about that?
No.
It's
a little concerning.
Yeah, obviously. I just hope it's not one of those stress things where he can't keep going because he's too stressed out and needs to relax.
Yeah.
I like Omar's comment right here. We need a new center pronto. We need a new inside three like the day before yesterday. This is, again, just some of these stuff. And you could tell there's so many miscommunications up front. There was one play where they just let a guy come in free right up the middle. Bozeman's going one way to the left with hand presence to his right. Sawyer goes to the right and just opens up right there in the A gap. It's just crazy. And like I said, I think this offense is going to look a lot cleaner once they have a few off seasons in them. They can kind of turn out some of the old players who aren't working, but they had to keep to have bodies out there, and they get the horses that they want. I think that's the biggest story right now is just they don't have the horses they need to kind of have the identity that Harbaugh wants right now.
What did you make of what the defense? I mean, in the first half, I thought had a great. It was just in the first 3 quarters. I thought they played well, but in the fourth quarter,
they were physical. They forced Bo Nix into mistakes. Had, I think, 2 turnovers. They were locked down on their receivers. They weren't really running the football well. It was just, again, they fell asleep for whatever reason when in the fourth quarter, and they made a game of it. And like I said, I'm trying and look at the positives. In another life, this team would have lost that game on some miracle thing. They'd be memeing the hell out of us for a week. It is what it is. It's time to move on to Arizona. Yeah, 100%. Protect Harbaugh at all costs. I felt like Anakin Skywalker. I need him. Why the hell is he running into the tunnel? We need this guy. Let's go.
Again, I really thought that the pass rush kind of struggled today for the Chargers. And more so in the fourth quarter. And obviously the altitude is a big thing these guys always talk about. I mean, I remember there have been other games where they kind of blow it in the end, and it's not.
We've all been there.
Yeah. So
part of it is also defensively, like you said. You basically said, if I remember right, in the second half, the Chargers only had 4 possessions. What does that tell you? They had one that was probably long enough to kick a field goal, and then I think you said 3 punts in a row or end of game or whatever. It's like they weren't sustaining drives in the second half, and that's killer at any altitude, and they were on the field for a long time. And obviously when you allow quarterbacks to get out of the pocket, that's when all types of mayhem can happen. You never want to lose contain on a quarterback. And that's what I think the team does very well this year that in other years it didn't. And I think that's what they did earlier in the game. That was very effective to force them to sit in the pocket and make a decision. That's what I don't think enough people understand that. And this is just one guy's opinion. These quarterbacks are not really trained or not really comfortable to sit in the pocket and sling it. They feel like they have to escape. I think a lot of them, especially the ones that they deem their heroes and all that. But I know the truth. They feel the need to escape the pocket. When you make them sit in there and make a decision, that's where you're going to be more successful, in my opinion. That's where they have to throw into tighter windows. They can't prolong plays in there and things like that. Like, that's the key to it. That just like in the Chiefs game, they were performing well defensively against Patrick Mahomes when they kept him in the pocket. As soon as he started escaping, kind of getting around and trying to make plays out of nothing, that's when it started going downhill very quickly.
What week were we in? Week 6, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they're 3-2 with a bye.
Let's go to Justin Herbert and let's hear what he is talking about with the media.
Oh, he's having a good time.
It cleared up. Yeah, I thought it was a lot easier. It worked out that way that we were going to throw the ball today. I thought it was a good opportunity for those guys to make some plays on the outside. They stepped up big time with some balls downfield. So it was great to see from that.
You did mention that obviously helping the back with how much you guys were throwing.
Nakeds, just kind of breaking the pocket like that. I think that adds dimensions to our offense. So as long as we're able to do that, and you feel comfortable heading out of the pocket. I think it opens up our play action game. It opens up our run game. And so the more we can do, the better. was just to play football. You know, we got a lot of respect for him as a defender, but it's always the next play. You know, we're not worried about you know, who's out there, what we're doing. It's about us, and as long as we're executing and doing everything we can.
Dan, you love your quarterback, don't you?
100%. The son of Odin. We need to protect him and Harbaugh at all costs.
Yeah, I could feel it. You know,
I still
Son of
remember when
Odin,
you,
Angel.
I
Exactly.
still remember when you met him. That was so funny.
How much do you think? You know, what I was thinking about right now. How much do you think Nike pays to put that hat on him for press conferences?
You know, we've installed here, and to be able to go on a drive like that keeps our defense off the field, lets them, you know, relax and recover. So it helps us as a team.
Dan, by the way, I have a surprise for you. You like surprises, right?
I don't. Your surprises always suck on here.
You know, offensive ball.
No, I have something good for you.
And when we're able to do that, you're able to.
I'll be the judge of that.
You know, I think
All
the
right.
ultimate goal is to score touchdowns, and when we get down to the red zone, I felt like we left some points out there. So it's on us to be able to convert in the red zone. But third downs are a huge part of it.
Exactly, right there, right? You got to score points, dude. Can't
I
settle
think it
for
was
field
just
goals.
focus. You know, I thought we did a good job of converting those third downs, and
I think
you
DJ
gotta-
kind of adds another
we
red
gotta
zone
be able to
target
drive
as
them,
well.
We got to be able to push. the
We're gonna
ball.
find out.
You know, I think that it was a different game in the second half where.
Oh my
we
God,
were able to be
Jorge.
able to control
What
the
is he
game,
talking about? I don't even
run
get
the game
that.
we have. You know, we believe in those guys. We want to be able to hand the ball off, control the game.
I said
control
I have a
the
surprise for you. I think
and
he's
that's how we saw it.
Oh, you're an idiot.
All right.
If that's what it is.
all right. Are you ready for your surprise, Dan?
Yeah, let's go. Let's see.
All right. So SI came out, the MMQB
Oh
staff,
my
they give their
God.
predictions for this
I
week.
know what scumbags on that.
There's out of 6 reporters, only one went with the Broncos.
Don't tell me.
Who do you think it was?
Was it Hilberto? Where is this? Oh,
Up here at
hold
the
on.
top.
Zoom in. I don't have my. What an asshole. Do you see what I have to deal with on this program?
And look what he went
Wow.
with earlier.
He went with the Titans cursed. Oh my God. With the Washington Commanders cursed. Oh, and then he likes picking favorites. That's what he likes to do also. He cursed the Seahawks. Who else did he curse? Of course, he picked the Steelers. I'm surprised he didn't curse them.
Oh, he's going with the Jets tomorrow night.
Now, who do they play?
The Bills.
My God. Gilberto Manzano. Gilberto Manzano. What a stooge. He picked the Broncos. What a
He
scumbag.
has-
Don't worry, everybody. I'm going to get my revenge on him on Tuesday when I come back on. Because his Las Vegas Raiders are making the playoffs according to him. Don't forget about that.
He didn't even choose them.
I know he didn't pick the Raiders. He's not convicted.
He's
He has no
he's the
conviction.
he has a second worst
does
season
he
record
really? Oh, too bad he's not number one. I would have shitted on him for that.
behind our friend of the show Albert Breer and friend of the show Connor
You
Orr.
know. Who's the number one over here at 10-4? My God.
That was
Pliam?
but he's the number one. He's at 48-30. He is 6 games ahead of Hilberto.
Oh, yeah, because Gilberto's a stooge. He's also at the bottom on our picks.
I thought you get a kick out of that, Dan.
Stooge. What a stooge. Pick the Broncos. My God, dude. My God. My God.
What's up, Larry? Thank you so much for jumping on.
Shout out, Larry.
We're from San Diego, but I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. My brother, Dan and Daygo, is offensive line coach. So yeah. So it is pretty cool to be doing something like this. Welcome to the channel. I hope you
Shout
like,
out.
comment, subscribe. Larry, just to let you know, we kind of have a little fun here. It's not just straight up what's going on. It's also like we're having fun with it. We
all over the
love
place.
that when the chat guys like Jorge, Angel,
Blue Dream. He's back.
Senor Vive Moi, Robert
My
D,
boy.
Omar, all these guys, when they jump in, we love it as well. Yeah,
Exactly, Jorge. We're rowdy. We're rowdy.
Dan, the second game, Chargers and Chiefs, is in 2 months. Is this kind of what you want to see from the Chargers?
Oh my God, Jorge. Exactly. Yeah. That is one of the greatest films ever.
This is a good old-fashioned bare-fisted brawl here.
That is one of the greatest films ever, dude. I love that film. Semi-Pro. If you haven't seen it, watch it. That's one of Will Ferrell's best films. But 100%, everybody hit somebody. That's what they better damn do.
Dan, did you see what happened at the end of the Raiders game?
What happened at the end of the Raiders game? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, I would have killed this fool. I've been saying this guy's a paper tiger. Oh my God. He's too focused on the podcast now. Jesus name. That's terrible. But you know what's the worst part? The NFL allows this type of horse shit. Like in the Super Bowl when Travis Kelce runs up on Andy Reid and all that stuff, that is just crazy to me. That is inexcusable. My God, dude, they just let these players do whatever. It's honestly insane to me right now. Oh, I did see that sign. Yeah, we sold a cow so we could watch Herbie play. Go Bulls. Yeah, shout out. Okay, good. They got the W. That's all that. Exactly. Blue Dream right here. Yes. Corn dogs. Raleigh. Who the hell has $10,000? I love that film. Yeah, Crosby's going to get fined, but how much could it possibly be? More than anything, you have a culture problem. Jorge, you have a culture problem in there. And, I don't know if it's, AP not having the reins on these, I was about to say these kids, on these players or whatever it is. But that to me is inexcusable. I would honestly probably bench him for a game if he did something like that. I don't care if he's the best player. It does not matter.
Dan, did you see this? Jason Kelce was at.
I'm done. We can screw it. We can fast forward.
Watch this. Watch the camera guy.
No, is he gonna fall? Is he gonna fall? Oh my God, dude, he's lucky. I thought he was gonna straight up fall and like slip off of that thing. Dude, I love how. Wait, is this Travis or is this Jason?
No, that's Jason. Did I say Travis?
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I just love how Jason's whole stick is let me just get in front of a crowd and start drinking beers, dude. Like you're not Steve Austin. You're not Steve Austin guy. What?
Dan, I know you love funny tweets.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
You pissed me off on Thursday. Don't send me out of here pissed.
I don't understand how we lost. They did a few game plan things. I don't understand how we lost.
Yeah, that was so stupid. I saw that.
Do not let this man enter near the Jedi Temple.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was funny. That was funny. That's just ridiculous. So I don't know how we lost. It's very easy. You didn't make enough plays. Similar with this, dude. People were bitching about the what's it called? The touchdown that who was it? The one who scored the catch or whatever for the Broncos? What was his name?
Who's the one that what?
Yeah, you're not even paying attention. You're looking.
No.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. It always throws me off. Whoever the hell caught that touchdown at the end, that's the problem. When people start bitching about the officials, you have to take it. You have to make sure the game is not in their hands. You convert those field goals into touchdowns, you're up huge, dude. It doesn't even matter. It's these tight games where you try and put it in the officials' hands, dude. Dominate the game. Look how in the Cowboy and Lion game, they could have had a million bad calls against them. It wouldn't have mattered. They were beating the hell out of them 47-9 or whatever it was. Which, by the way, I'd like to take a moment in this chat. Let's just thank God we're not Cowboy fans because, my God, that was a massacre. Jesus' name.
Blue Dream, I honestly really want to thank you for that. That was I honestly thank you so much. He said also, Fernando, you're a real one for the Padres coverage this week. They played damn bad, but you held it down in the pressers for your first rodeo in baseball. I truly appreciate it, Blue Dream. I tried. It's definitely difficult jumping into something that you've only had here and there, and then it's like, oh, playoff baseball. All right. So yeah, I tried. It was definitely
shout out Blue Dream.
A fun experience. By the way, Dan has a message for Gilberto on Tuesday, so don't miss that.
Oh yeah,
it has to do with something like this. So make sure you guys don't miss one. Jorge, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You guys are definitely
always. He's the best. Awesome. He's the GOAT. Now let's switch over to another GOAT. I love that comment. I love this comment. Jason Swift, her brother-in-law. I love that, Robert.
Senor Vivmont said, we need our QBs to go out with a superstar and boost ratings. He said, send Rhea Ripley.
Oh, my. I would die. Would that not be Avengers level crossover right there?
I know, for
Oh
real.
my God. Dude, send Sydney Sweeney. You know what? Here's a conspiracy theory. The Oregon Duck holding up that sign with that photo was Justin Herbert. Where was he on Saturday? Was he missing during a walkthrough? That's what I need to know. We need to get him and Sydney Sweeney together. Oh, yeah. It's always on. It's always on like Donkey Kong. I hope you bring up this list of his trying to, over here pick the Broncos. My God.
Dan.
Let's see what else you got.
Patrick Surtain.
Yes.
Denver Broncos.
Yes.
In his own end zone. He snatches it, takes it 100 yards. Talk about a momentum swing. Whoa! Boom!
I just want to let everyone know in the chat, I randomly came across his channel, I think on Twitter or wherever. Ever since then, I've been deep diving into John Gruden's YouTube channel. It's the funniest thing ever. I would just like to say, get this guy his own show, dude. He is hilarious. I remember, the Raiders, the Raiders Hard Knocks was probably one of the best just because of John Gruden. Everybody else was boring. Like doing those Derek Carr episodes and all that. I was like, who cares about Sid from Toy Story, dude? Give me Chucky. Give me John Gruden. I love I'll never forget when he's in the car at 4:30 drinking coffee and he's like blasting Metallica. He's like, Metallica at 4:30, man. Gets you ready for the day and stuff like that. Absolutely hilarious.
I honestly think he's one of the funniest. He's one of the funniest dudes ever. Like,
oh, he was hilarious when he was the Monday Night Football commentator.
Yeah. No,
hilarious. He was really good too. You can't buy personality, Frown, no matter who you put in there. But he's got it. He's got the pizzazz. He's got the pizzazz.
It's so funny. Like this video right here.
When I was calling plays, I just loved it when our
in the dark.
I mean,
just one light on his face.
Feeling really nicey. Like watching Jared Goff go 18 for 18, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. I couldn't do that pregame warm-up. Oh, Jaden Daniels, just a rookie, 26 out of 30.
You know what's the funniest part? He leans into the character now.
I know. For 47, he's doing everything. Shredded, baby. Oh,
woo.
See.
He leans into it. You got to respect it. He leans into it.
Dan, last couple of things. Is this going to be your running back pretty soon?
What the hell is that?
They're saying that this guy is Jason
Michael Myers
or Michael Myers. Sorry,
you're an idiot.
I know.
Saying, my good Jason.
Look at this guy.
Oh, yeah, but is he going to be a top 5 pick? I don't want to be top 5 though.
No. He's gonna be a first round running back.
Yeah, but like top 5 or
no. He'll be like a top 25 running back.
Oh, okay, 25. Okay, I like that. Let's get the back end. Let's make a little playoff run. Hey, dude, whatever it takes. I need some horses, man. I need some linemen. I need some horses. I need some receivers. Let's see what happens.
He's a good.
He looks good. Yeah, I've heard a lot about him. I was like, especially like considering a Heisman winner from Boise. That's kind of wild. You never really hear that. It's usually the big schools.
Dan, your head coach was talking highly about your quarterback.
That's his BFF.
He was thought he was about as precise as he could be, or a quarterback could be. There were some great throws, some great avoid of pressure.
The one to Simi Fehoko.
Oh yeah,
in the appropriate spot. Throughout the entire game was super impressive. I think hopefully this reminds everybody that Justin Herbert's really good at playing quarterback.
The way he says that, but like I think that's just the craziest part to me about where this game is evolving too. Like he doesn't need to throw 40 times for 500 yards to prove that he's good. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy how overlooked getting in the right plays, making the right reads, not turning the ball over. Like everybody just takes all that for granted. Apparently, dude, that's honestly crazy.
Yeah, Herbert only has 2 turnovers to start the season.
Beautiful.
I mean,
That's my
Baker
favorite stat right there.
Baker Mayfield had 4 today, so pretty
That's
impressive to
crazy.
see.
And they still won the game. That's the craziest part.
Aiden Hutchinson needed emergency surgery for a compound fracture.
Oh yeah, I saw the video. Robert mentions it here. I saw the video and it did not look good.
Yeah, who knows how long
he's out for,
if he can come back or whatever. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I mean, and again, there you have to take in the good with the bad, Dan. Like you were saying during the game, it's gonna take a while. It's not just gonna happen all of a sudden. And
There's no such thing as overnight success.
exactly,
Unless you sell drugs, then good luck to you.
My God, God, Joe Burrow's outfit. He
Is that where this game is coming to? We care about pregame fits. That came from basketball, by the way, I think, which
Tom
is
Brady
terrible.
is back in California next week to call the Chiefs and 49ers game. Dan, who do you have in that game?
I have who the hell cares? I hate them both. Who cares?
Dan, going back to it, I mean, Harbaugh is right. Justin Herbert had a great game, like we said. He didn't turn the football over.
That's right.
He was very precise with everything. He didn't put I think the only time that the ball got put in danger was when it got batted up in one of those. But I think they said Herbert has only had the ball batted up less than
10 times in his career, I think he said, or something.
No. This season it's been less than.
This season. Oh, okay.
Less than 3. What was it?
Twice?
Like
I thought it was
3
twice.
or 4 times, something like that.
Very little. Okay.
Yeah.
But
they really the first half was good. The second half, you're gonna have to you have to finish these games. If not, you're gonna run into some trouble, especially with some of the teams that they have coming up.
Oh, like Rob says right here, the Ravens coming up pretty soon to a town near you. You know what else I liked? I felt like in the first half also, Herbert was being a little better decision making, throwing the ball away or throwing it at people's feet, trying to avoid hits. And trying to look at the glass half full. I think the Chargers, the old Chargers or other Charger teams would have played down to the level of the Broncos, where I think, at least again in the first 3 quarters, not enough, but in the first 3 quarters, I thought they played to the standard that they wanted to, which is being physical, running the football, forcing their offense into mistakes when you're on defense. But they just need to finish out games. Like you said, that's going to be crucial to learn how to win, how to finish games.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is that going in that prevent, again, injuries, you're not going to have Asante Samuel Jr. for the next 3 games. So it's not
Jesus.
like they're just hoping that I'm sure that Christian Fulton will be back for Monday's game. But we'll see what happens on.
They play Monday night, their next game?
Monday night.
Oh, geez. So they're going to have a short week after that.
Yeah. And then the week out, they play the Saints.
Oh, okay. So it shouldn't be too bad then.
Yeah. So
is it in New Orleans or is it at home?
It's in LA. But that's what we were talking about. Like the Chargers should be able to string together some wins, especially if their offense can play the way they did today. Yeah. New Orleans defense is tough. So, but I mean, again, you don't want to jump the gun. Arizona is going to be a tough team. Yeah. That I've been in that stadium before. It gets really loud.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah. And it's funny because Tony Jefferson, safety, he put a picture the other day of him saying hi to Gates before the Chiefs game. And I was thinking back to that Arizona game, the season opener. It was the day that they found the video of Ray Rice and all that. I don't know why.
You're taking us down. Yeah, I was about to say you're taking a.
It was 2014.
Compas Crime Dogs now. We're going Compas Crime Dogs.
It was 2014, and Gates and Tony Jefferson had a great battle that day. Jefferson was a member of the Cardinals. Gates obviously was a member of the Chargers, and they had a good back and forth battle that day. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Chargers really came out of this game. Thursday, I think, should be the first injury report because I think they're going to practice Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then probably fly out Sunday evening and go to Arizona. So their first primetime game this season. So their first primetime game this season.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. But again, not a bad performance. I know at the end it got a little choppy, but in years past, like Dan said, the Chargers would not have finished that game.
They would have pissed it away. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely an upgrade. They didn't panic. That was another thing that I thought was pretty impressive. They didn't panic. They were able to kind of get it going. They were able to muster up some offense, slow them down on defense. Now, can you put it together for the 4 quarters? That's what they're going to need to do against Arizona, because Arizona is not a team that goes away. Today, Green Bay was up on Arizona multiple times, and Arizona came fighting back multiple times. So they're going to need to do something like that. Dan, is this a catch?
Let's see this. No one knows anymore. I don't know. I don't see the ball. I don't even see the ball.
It's right there.
I don't know. Where?
It's on the ground.
Oh.
This part right here is the ball, and it's on the ground. It's on the Cortland Sutton touchdown.
Oh, okay. I didn't have my glasses on. Now I see it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess not. I guess it is what I don't know. Who cares? They made the call. It is what it is. I'm not even going to complain. It's just that's how far the league has come now, where we can't even say definitively what a catch is anymore. It's just ridiculous.
Whose fault is that?
I don't even want to don't get me started. Roger Goodell.
Yeah, Dan, let's throw a little WWE out there. Look at this.
Surfing Twitter. What the hell is this?
Cody against Solo.
Was this a dark match or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Cody Cutter.
They better do that the next time they play the Chiefs. They better. Oh, I was about to say they better cut someone, but never mind. That sounds too aggressive.
Dan, do you think what's the name is the next guy fired after getting embarrassed at home? They've been embarrassed all 3 games at home.
Mike McCarthy. McCarthy. Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. But that's more of a Monday talk between you 2 experts, not a sports stooge like myself.
Last 4 home games for the Cowboys, losses by a combined 82. Green Bay 48-32, New Orleans 44-19, Baltimore 28-25, Detroit 47-9. Dallas has trailed at halftime 110-35 in those games. This is the worst home loss for Jerry Jones as the owner.
I can't wait to hear Shane Irving on Monday, dude, or whenever
he
calls in.
That is going to be glorious to see what happens there. But yeah, just Dan, another good episode. Again, for the people that are new here, we tried to throw a little bit of fun with analysis. So he is also talking out of bounds. Yeah, exactly. So real quick, again, my bad. I think this will be Jesus.
I think they're tired of hearing the dogs bark, dude.
I don't think they could hear them. Here is
Robert
There you go. He's made so many plays, and it is awesome for him to go out there on his first touchdown like that and be able to make a big play like that. We'd kind of seen it in film, the prior weeks of an opportunity like that, so we stuck on him. He made a great catch and a great run with it.
I think Dennis. I think they're gonna have a conversation pretty soon where he's gonna tell him, "Hey, buddy, give me at least a few more years before you try and dip and go." But I mean, we'll see. I mean, the offseason is still a long way away. Let's focus on the here and now. We'll find out pretty soon.
Well, he told Gilberto that he wanted to
finish the job.
Yeah, that they want to reach the ultimate goal together, like they have over there. Yeah, no, you definitely like if you're him, you definitely want to finish. You definitely want to finish what you started here with Harbaugh, but he's been impressive. I mean, the first few weeks. I mean, today was the only no, not even 16 points. I mean, hold on, let me check. They've allowed the Raiders 10 points. They've allowed 3 to the Panthers, 20 to the Steelers, 17 to the Chiefs, and 16 to the Broncos. I mean,
that's pretty good right there. Under 20,
double digits, or I mean, over 20 only once, and that's with Kansas City on your schedule.
Yeah, so, that's pretty solid right there.
Yeah, no, that's definitely really that's definitely very, very impressive, especially because of the opponents that the Chargers have faced. I mean, and like I said, it's not going to get any easier. They're gonna face some tough opponents coming up, and they just need to be consistent and keep on playing the way they have. Now the offense, can they continue doing what they're doing? That's going to be the question, Dan.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out over there. But I mean, again, I just don't think they have the horses yet. So with the horses they got, they really need to figure out what they're good at, what they're not, and just try and keep building on what they're good at.
Dan, final thing before
I
we
knew
head
you were
out.
looking up something. I could totally tell. The hell was that laugh, dude?
Danny, this team is soft as Charmin. I got Derrick Henry in my nightmares. We could have signed him, and then he went off for 150-something yards while the rest of the team ran for another 120. We don't have a D-line. They could have signed a whole lot of people, and they didn't. All in was a complete lie. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure I lost every bet I ever placed on Sunday, and the roommate ain't even talking to me. This is a bad time, Danny.
Your wife leave the house with the kids when the Cowboys are playing?
She did. That's the problem.
That was gonna be interesting. Nothing was as good as the one where Megatron goes for 300.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one was
they would have
hilarious.
limited him to 300 to below 300 yards. The Cowboys would have won the game.
Yeah.
Dennis says Staley would have allowed the Donkeys to score 70 points with two rookie cornerbacks. That was impressive. Yeah, Robert, I think that's the lowest so far this season.
It's building.
Yeah, no, and it's impressive. And I mean, like I said, coming up, Arizona, New Orleans comes marching in at Browns, then Titans, Bengals, and Ravens at home. So the defense is going to need to step up and play even better. So I'll be interested to see what happens with Joey Bosa coming Monday night, because he was questionable going into this game and they ended up sitting him. So maybe he could be a boost for the pass rush that really needs some help. But all right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of What's Up, Bolts. Chargers win 23-16 and improved to 3-2. Offense wakes up. Defense played 3 great quarters. In the fourth quarter, they kind of went prevent and all kind of went to crap. So
Blue Dream.
Blue Dream is on one today. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday with a very surprise guest. I hope you guys are excited. We have a very special guest joining us. It'll probably be at the halftime of the Thursday night game. It's Broncos and Saints, so come on in, hang out. It'll probably be around
Open a cold one.
It's Robert. It's probably going to be 6:45 again. Our special guest will be jumping on and joining us, so he'll help us break down the game and what he thinks about the Cardinals game. So make sure you guys tune in. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. I mean, the energy that this guy and Dan have together is awesome. And no, it is not Hilberto, so I don't think it's Hilberto, but it's a very special guest. And that game, that day, Dan's going to be able to cash in on a bet with this individual. So
that's right.
That'll be interesting. So make sure you guys tune in Thursday at 6:45. Don't forget Lunas live on Monday. No, Blue Dream. Blue Dream. If it was Jim Harbaugh, that would be Dan in one. That would be Dan in one ice bath, and the other one would be.
Oh my God!
Jim Harbaugh on the other ice bath.
Could you imagine that?
And we would have cameras there, so it would definitely be both of them with their whistles and everything. So definitely some exciting stuff. But the individual has covered the NFC West and the AFC West. I'll leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love this. Finally,
you guys are gonna love it.
Finally, he's free.
Yeah. So Lunas live tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in. Hilberto and I will break down all the games from today. Blue Dream said he's gonna be a menace. Then the next day on Tuesday, we're gonna have Combat Compas at 6:00. And then we'll do all 4 compas at 7 o'clock. And don't forget, on Tuesday, for all 4 compas, Dan has a bone to pick with Hilberto. So make sure you guys tune in. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. We've been off for 2 weeks. Again, thank you to everybody who was great during my time. I want to thank Hilberto, Vic, and Dan for allowing me to kind of step away.
Don't thank Hilberto.
And cover the San Diego Padres in their playoff run. So that was definitely awesome. Honestly, at first I was a little about it, but then actually being in the element, it was awesome. Hoping to get our compa Bernie Wilson on one of these days.
We need to.
That'd be exciting.
Some old Charger stories.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to get him on. But all right, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great start to your week. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Dan, take us out of here.
Be a compa, tell a compa. Have a great freaking week.